Hello and welcome to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about why your kids are always right.
So the big question is this: how are parents like us, who don't have a manual, who are doing the best we can, who feel as though we aren't enough, how are we going to raise healthy, happy children who we are proud of and still keep our sanity in that process? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Ryan Roy, and welcome to I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, a podcast for parents who are being real with themselves.
Hello and welcome back to this episode of I Do Not Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about how your kids are always right. So I'll start off with this: is there is no right, there is no wrong, there just is. Ryan, how could you literally title something "your kids are always right" and then say there isn't right or wrong, there just is? Well, I'll tell you this: every single one of us is 100% right from our perspective and our experience. So little kids will often sometimes argue or state their case, and their belief is like, this is how life is. And as adults, we have perspective, we have wisdom, we have knowledge, we have life experience that tells us that whatever this child is experiencing may be false or not true. Let's just use an example, simple, that a lot of kids are afraid of the boogeyman, or they're afraid of the dark, and they think there's something hiding under their bed or in their closet. I'm going to tell you right now, that child is 100% correct. In their mind, they believe that they are in danger of something. The problem comes with us adults who know way too much, and we try to rationalize with these children and tell them, look, there's nothing to be afraid of. Like, telling somebody who's scared of something, like, right now, every single one of you has a fear of something. My wife has a huge fear of bugs. In particular, the bug that scares her the most is a cockroach. This thing is much smaller than her. If she sees one, she comes in contact with one. If one just happens to be in our house, it's like, OMG, go and call the exterminator, call Ghostbusters, call everybody, because she has a fear of this. If she sees something in the house that resembles a cockroach, she literally screams to the top of her lungs. Now she's going to be mad because I put this out in a public forum where everyone knows that she has this huge fear of bugs. Like an irrational fear. And I'm going to tell you right now, each and every single one of you, as a parent, as an adult, as a grown adult, has an irrational fear. So to talk to somebody rationally about their fear like a child, they're right. They feel that emotion. What I'm saying to you as a parent is allow them to have that emotion. Let them know that they're there for you, that you are there for them. Let them know that you're safe in the house as long as mommy and daddy are there. Let them know that, hey, you'll stay in bed with them until, they fall asleep. And even if they were to wake up, you're right down the hallway for them. But to tell them, hey, you shouldn't be afraid. My wife shouldn't be afraid of cockroaches. I don't know what the problem is. If I tell her that, she don't listen. It doesn't stop that fear. And I really don't think she's ever going to overcome that fear, because it's not like she's going to hold one. Someone has afraid of heights, they go bungee jumping and they're like, oh, wow, I survived that. Somebody has afraid of heights, they go in an airplane. Oh, wow, it didn't crash. I doubt I would get my wife to hold a live bug, nor would I want her to, right? So I said, your kids are always right. Look, I don't know jack about parenting, but I know this. even on a debate on Facebook as adults. I watch these threads of grown adults trying to prove their point of how they are right. And I often say when I see these, or maybe I discuss it off to the side with somebody I know, I'll say, listen, everybody's right from their perspective. If Colin Kaepernick, for instance, wants to kneel, and a bunch of African American people like are standing for him, and even white people, right? Like, they're right from their perspective. Like, he is right in that. Now, whether I agree with him or disagree, or somebody else disagrees with him, like, they're right from their perspective. Some people are like, he's disrespecting the flag. And a veteran who risked his life and maybe blew off his leg says, man, the least you could do is stand for the flag. That guy is right from his perspective, because he's lived a life that Colin has not. He has lived a life, and his experience says that that's not in alignment with what he believes. And the biggest challenge in life, look, we're getting on some life coaching, not just parenting coaching. The biggest challenge in life is stopping, listening to somebody else's perspective, trying to understand their perspective and say, listen, I don't necessarily agree because my experience is this, but I can sympathize, I can empathize, I can rationalize how you could feel that way. And thank you for sharing. So when your kid, and in that, listen, all of us want to feel as though we were heard. Listen to that. All any of us want to feel is heard. And our children are no different. So when a child, to go back to the mom, dad, I'm scared, there's a boogeyman underneath, you don't need to tell them that there's no reason to be fearful. What you need to say is, I hear you. I hear that you're uncomfortable in this bed. I hear that with your experience at 5 or 6 years old, not knowing any better, you don't have to say this, that you feel a certain way and you want mom or dad to be here to protect you. And what I would suggest in that, because they're right from their perspective, is to do what they're asking. Because it's not going to last forever. Your 18-year-old is not going to be fearful of the boogeyman. Your 18-year-old is not going to be fearful of the dark. What they will remember internally is if mom or dad told them, you're wrong, you shouldn't feel that way. And then they don't know if they can trust you, because they're sharing their innermost fears and emotions, and you're allowing your actions potentially to disregard their feelings. And that is a dangerous place. I don't know jack about parenting, but I do know that I'll see you in the next episode as the fire truck goes by.
Do you want to be the dad you wish you had? If so, go get my free book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, at BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com. Inside, you'll find my most effective 40 tips to quickly and easily transform yourself into the ideal dad. Go to BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com now and get it while it's free.